Welcome to Let's Save on a Teacher's Salary. My name is Asanda and I have been permanent employed in the Eastern Cape since May 2023 at the age of 34, going on 35, now I'm 36. Okay, so today we are taking a look at everything that needs to be fixed and then fixing it using the budget, of course. So the ordinary budget is not going to work anymore. So let's do this. First of all, my emergency fund is now sitting at 153,000. Okay, so what happened was the holiday. February took a toll on it. When I gave some away, and what was something else? Another thing was black tax, yeah. So that was it. Then being robbed. If you feel like I'm reacting badly or not reacting correctly to being robbed, I'm sorry. Or maybe that kind of conversation is triggering to you and I'm acting like it's a joke. I woke up one day and it was just like, we move. So yes, that also took a toll. And then another thing was, of course, the holiday, February, and oh yeah, I'm setting aside a certain amount of money for capital. It'll all be revealed. I also gave my mom a few thousands to fix her kitchen sink. She said I haven't done it. Do you want to keep the money for me? And then I was like, ugh, of course. So yeah, so that is what happened. So right now everything else is going to go on pause. Everything is going to be cut down, but I'm going to add some things because my number one priority at the moment is my emergency fund. I intend to put 500 rand into the emergency fund every single month, 1,000, not 100. But I still want to put money in my retirement plan. Also this month, I want to make sure it's the month where I narrow down between Sanlam and Allan Gray. I'm going to narrow it down. So now I have to figure out where I'm going to get this 5 grand that I'm going to put into my emergency fund every month to build up my emergency fund. I also need to learn not to rely on my emergency fund when I want to do something that costs a lot of money. It's just discipline. I'm not disciplined at this moment. So remember that I'm also putting money into the car payment savings. I'm going to lower that to 7 grand from now on. That's going to go down to 7,000. So we have already 3,000. So I need to figure out where I'm going to get the other 2,000. My plan is to lower my food, lower my data, and every other expenditure, except for my mom's 1,000 bucks. So the most important things that I need to make sure are 5 grand for pension, not pension, for my emergency fund to put it back there, 1,000 rand for my retirement, 1,000 for mom, and 7 grand going into the car payment. So I will from this month be taking 5,000 instead of 6,000. That should take me to 19,000, which means I have a total of 2 grand set aside. But I also did see my payslip. It said 22,000. I do not know why, but we'll see. So I'm going to take the 1,000 and put it in my emergency fund. So on top of that 5,000, because I think maybe usually when I earn more, it's because my tax hasn't calculated correctly and it's going to correct itself. So I'm left with my expectation. I'm left with 2,000. So the 2,000 will go, of course, to other budget. So my most important thing is refurbishing my emergency fund, continuing with my retirement, lowering my car payment, deposit money savings, and my mom money still stays the same. And I'm also lowering the money that I'm giving myself, which is 5 grand. What am I forgetting? I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Right, so what I'm going to do is try and do something that was suggested on the comment section. Somebody said they do meal preps, so I'm gonna try. I eat a lot of I eat a lot. I spend a lot of money on food. This week I actually kind of like bought with thought that I'm going to eat this till this day, I'm going to eat this till this day. And so it looks like it's going to work, but I also need to cook and make my own food, and it's now or never. So I'm going to try. Though I did go to the internet on YouTube to try and see like meal prepping breakfast and all these things. Y'all put too much stuff on your food. I cannot keep up. So I need to sit down with myself and say, what can I eat that I can make myself first, and then start learning the stuff you'll be doing. You'll be putting too much stuff, like you'll put pepper and paprika and blah 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 and blah blah. I can't, and I don't even know what those things are. So yeah, I'm not a foodie. I'm not a food person. So that's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna try because I want to go back to filling up my emergency fund, where I of course got 3,000 from my 3,000 is going to come from the money that I've been putting into a car payment. We're lowering it, and the money that I am giving myself, I'm lowering it. So 4,000. But I still have to save somewhere in order to figure out where I'm gonna get 1,000 rand. One of the things is I pay 500 rand for my data, and that's because I don't go anywhere, I don't do anything. But now that I do go anywhere, I do go places, plan on going places, I'm gonna have to lower my data payment to 300 rand. I'm going to take a prepaid package that's for 300 rand. The 500 rand package, I never run out of data. It's like I have unlimited, so there's no need to get unlimited because it's enough for me, so much so that I never finish it. But I'm going to lower my data, so I'm going to go from 500 to 300. So that's 200 rand that's already going to go into my emergency fund. So I'm like short by 800 rand. So I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to get all of that, and that is by watching myself and saying, oh okay, I can lower there. So this month is going to be one of those months where I'm lowering, and I'm also watching myself, where else can I lower my costs. And then we have problems. Additions. I have get my clothes washed now since I got injured, and last month when I was injured, I spent about it was 120 plus 40 rand plus and but I paid 200. So what she does is she takes a dish full of clothes, and that's 120, and a blanket is 40 rand. But when she takes a dish full of clothes and a blanket, what I did was I paid her 200. So what I figured is I'm going to pay slightly more than the price she charges. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to calculate with last month's payments. So every time I did get my clothes and my blanket washed, I spent 200 rand. So I'm kind of going to use that. I did it 3 times, and that was because I had not washed my clothes in a while because of water problems, and then I got injured, so it became even problematic. So she had to do it like 3 times. So that was 600 rand. So I spent 600 rand, but I'm no longer going to spend 600 rand a month. I'm only going to spend tops 400 rand on my clothes being washed, because I'm going to get them washed every 2 weeks. Right, so every 2 weeks I'm gonna have my clothes washed. I don't really need my clothes to be washed every weekend. There's no need. I live alone. I wear my clothes alone. I only move from school to here, so there's no need, and I have enough clothes to last me 2 weeks. So we'll see. If I have to come back to every week, then we will see, because I'm not gonna get my blankets washed all the time. So that'll be, instead of, I'm thinking, instead of paying her 120, I'm gonna pay 150. So the 30 rand is gonna be a tip every time. So I think I should just do like a 150 times 2. That'll be 300 rand. Oh, that's 300 rand, and then I can just put in the blanket whenever that time comes. Okay, so that's one of the costs that are going to be an addition on my my costs. Another thing is my hair. I do want to try, because my hair's always been like free, because I just wash it and cover it with a comb it, and I'm like, I hate combing afro, and then I just cover it with a doek or a hat. But I want to try and get this thing done. The problem is I cannot untangle any hairstyles that I get done, so I don't know. So that money is gonna come from self-care. I do give myself 1,000 rand for self-care, but remember, I lowered, so there's no 1,000 rand for self-care right now. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that 1,000 rand happen, because that's where my washing of clothes is gonna come from, my hair is going to come from, and I also am going to watch like how long this thing lasts. Does it last 2 weeks? Does it last 3 weeks? Can I do it once a month, or do I do it twice a month? I want to see, so that I can, I don't know, I don't remember how much I paid for this. Swiped, I didn't check. I have a tendency of not checking prices, so, but it wasn't expensive. What I remember, it was like, oh, so far affordable for nails, toes, fingers, toes, and eyelashes. The problem is the traveling. It will cost a lot of money to travel. So if I say maybe it was around 250 rand, 300 rand, or 250 rand, I have to also add another 250 rand for transport. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, it's going to be more about watching rather than budgeting, but we're going to watch and budget, so that in the next few months, in order to build up my emergency fund, I know what I'm cutting and what I'm not cutting on. So I'll be filling you up on what I figured I'm going to be cutting and where I'm adding. So I might need around 1,300 rand for self-care. So I'm going to lower my food costs. It's too high, because I've been very careless about it. I just didn't even put some thought into it, because I was like, what else am I doing with my money? Let's just buy whatever I want for food. So I need to cut it. I think it usually gets close to like 3,000, but I'm going to cut it maybe to like 1.5. Like, I'm hoping my food cost is going to be 1.5 for the whole month. I don't know how I'm going to do that when I hate cooking. Hate cooking. Maybe 2,000. Let's not be too ambitious. Maybe 2,000 is going to work. So yeah, and then my transport, of course, is 400 rand, 500 rand, 400 rand. It depends how I get to school, but yes, so I'm lowering it from that 700 that I've spent, because I've watched myself in that regard. It has lowered a little bit. What else? Of course, I can't lower my life insurance. I can't lower my, I'm not lowering, or taking away Netflix. That's never gonna happen. Yeah, those are the most significant ones, and should anything happen, I will let you know. And for now, I'm tired. I just came back from school. I want to eat and rest and think.